Hi there, Japan fans. Maido. Well, in today's show, we're going to talk about a little bit of a technical subject on opening and closing talks. Present or master shimashou. This is the fourth year of the Presentations Japan Series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo, and I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy. Committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, the best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be ready in 2021. Through this podcast, I want to help you to become a better speaker who's clear, confident, persuasive, highly influential with those around you. Now, don't forget to subscribe. Share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. Now, we are not being sponsored by Libsyn, sadly, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here's the daily lineup on iTunes. Mondays, Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, Presentations Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, Leadership Japan Series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 218. Today we're talking about primacy and recency for speakers, and this is part one. Primacy refers to the beginning of something as it enters our brain. This new entity has a powerful impact on our memory and our concentration. To muscle itself into our existing brain thought stream takes a lot of mental energy. If successful, the new direction grabs us more powerfully than continuing with the same existing thought pattern. Recency is focused on the last thing we have heard. One of the narky criticisms of some people is that the thoughts we share with you are the result of our most recent conversation. We tend to remember the last thing we heard. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But what does this mean for speakers? Are we only able to have our audience remember our openings and closings of our speeches? Yes, the audience will certainly most easily recall the first and last pieces of information. They will also strike an impression of us on the basis of our first and last visual and vocal touches. Obviously, we need to plan for and control the delivery of all of this opening and closing business, but we can go beyond that. There will be numerous other opens and closings going on during the audience's busy day. How do we shovel those completely aside and dominate the minds of our audience? We want them to absorb our message and to exclude all other competing thoughts. Why do we have only one opening and one closing? Could we break the talk up into chapters? Each chapter is given a gangbuster opening and closing for that particular thought or point we want to convey? Could we bring some physical action to the fore to differentiate the chapters and lift the audience's engagement with us? This is only possible if we switch up our thinking about what is achievable with a talk. The speaker's normal fare is the same as everyone else's normal fare. We are immediately at a disadvantage to stand out from the crowd. Sadly, we are at one with the speaker push, fitting in with standard operating procedures and methodologies. We become another grey automaton lined up with all the other robot speakers. Let's stop doing that. In a 40-minute talk, there will be room for about 7 to 8 chapters, an opening and the first close before the Q&A, then the final close. Let's change up the opening at both the mental and physical levels. We want an opening statement, question, quote, testimonial, or story that rocks the audience back into the folds of their seat and makes them take note that they are strapping in for a major ride here today. This shatters everything that came before for them up until that point. We must extinguish their previous thoughts and proclivities. This is especially so if you are one of a number of speakers tumbling along one after another, launching forth on some worthy topic. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do these live online or in our super safe classroom. We do them in English, we do them in Japanese. Today's show is sponsored by, on the 22nd of January, in our professional leadership series, we'll be looking at leader versus manager. Also on the 22nd of January, we'll be doing stress management. On the 29th of January, we'll be doing professional leadership again, that series about developing staff. And also on the 29th, we'll be doing building trust, credibility, and respect. Get more information about those programs on our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Lots and lots of value for you there. To do better in Japan, email me, greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, we've got over 1,000 for you there at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We're releasing 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. We've got the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. That's a premiere business show in Japan. Comes every Monday. Fridays we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays we release Japan's top business interviews. Right, interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic: leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, get my book, The Bible on Selling in Japan, Japan Sales Mastery, and also Japan Business Mastery, both available on Amazon. And my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be out in 2021. Welcome back. Let's organize some crew instead of always going solo. If there is a switch between you and the MC or the previous speaker, there is always some dithering around with the tech to get the laptops exchanged and your slides up. This drains the lifeblood of your first impression, and the energy in the room simply tanks. The MC roars, Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable, the amazing, the stupendous Dr. Story. Please welcome him to the stage because he is going to totally rock our world today. You scramble up on stage and are immediately bent over like an old man, head down, trying to get the laptop hooked up to the projector. This unwanted intrusion into the opening segment continues while you are zipping around with your mouse trying to boot that slideshow up. This lull in proceedings has created the impact of that powerhouse MC introduction. It is now effectively been driven down to a pathetic whimper. People have whipped into scrolling through their Facebook, LinkedIn, or email, ignoring you while you get your act together. The opening's marvelous, magical momentum has melted away. Why not get someone else to handle logistics so that you can get straight into your talk? They set it all up while you are already speaking to the audience. At the right moment, they leave the slide advancer for you on top of the laptop, gracefully glide off stage, and leave you to continue solo. This way, we float directly onto the power stream of the MC and then take the audience even higher with our own energy. Yes, we need to have a lot of energy at the start because remember, there are two bodies on stage. We want to monopolize the audience's attention for ourselves. We purposely stand on the far side of the stage to draw everyone's looking line away from the tech god and have the audience focus on us instead. In part 2, we will go deeper with our entry and exit points of the chapters and then how to choreograph the big crescendo for your polemic's sparkling conclusion. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast on iTunes. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for listening, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guide committed to your success here in Nippon.